time I show either one of them houses, they talk about their ex that they hate and they're getting a divorce with. They're,
Okay.
this is the husband and wife, and I didn't realize the last names were the same. And the wife called me yesterday. She's like, "Hey, do you represent a guy named Carl?" I'm like, "Oh shit,
Um,
yeah, I
I,
do."
I
Is that the
live.
guy
It's
you've been
hilarious.
talking? Is that the guy you've been talking about this whole time? And yeah, I don't know. She was kind of mad at first for some reason, but we kind of talked both of them off that ledge yesterday, and we're good.
You're all.
nice. The counselor.
I can't
And
disclose my clientele.
what makes it worse is their last name is Philoman. So like, it's a very distinct last name, and I should have put this together.
How did you get the
Oh man.
clients?
They came from Zillow, so like it wasn't people that I know personally, and I've been showing them houses for the past like month and a half since the divorce started. So yeah, I just never put that together.
We're paid to add
Yeah.
perspective to not be perceiving, I guess.
Yeah, yeah,
I guess you know what both their needs are.
yeah, yeah,
They need to be away from each other. So,
yeah.
all right, Mara, without further ado, I've given you share ability if you need it. Mara went to a marketing class and she's got some really good tidbits that she's going to share back with us. We give her the morning for a little bit. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, so the issue is I saved a whole lot of screen shares, and I'm not sure. Can I do the whole screen?
Yeah, you can if you wanted to.
100%.
Okay, well, I might just start with this one. All right, we'll try this, guys. Oh, it looks tiny. Which one can you see? Can you see the algorithm has changed?
Yes.
Weird, because now I can't like see it properly. Okay, so these ideas are from Patrick Ferry, big real estate team in the country, the Ferry Group. So he started out with, not that that slide pertains, but the mistakes we used to make, which was things like when we're marketing ourselves, like commission breath, ego billboards, like how much I made and how great I am, and making ourselves the hero. And activity marketing, which I think we all still do, and I don't think it's necessarily bad, but his point is we can do better. So, open houses, just listed, sold, market stats, property tours. And then his last mistake, actually the one I didn't get, was lead buying addiction, paying other people to build their brand. And then basically what he said was he realized, hey, the services we offer are extraordinary. Our value is undefined until we tell people of all that we can do for them. So in those examples, his point was we're the hero versus the client, and we should be showing ourselves as not the hero, but the guide. And so how do we do that? And we can, one of his first examples was, one, that we can help them and educate them. But like, even if you just mentioned that you told folks you have a referral network across the country, you could help their friends and family find a great agent anywhere. Think about, the referrals that could open up. Can we help first-time home buyers, senior transition, relocation, military? So throughout it, he kind of kept pinging that we need to come up with basically a niche, right? And market to that niche and be very specific. So the reason that this algorithm particular screen is important is he shows how it used to show to your friends and family, but now the algorithms are smart enough that they're going to show to people that it really matters to, right? And I think Kevin Blackburn was on a live webinar that I've started doing, and I realized as Ferry went through this is why people are signing up for my live webinar, because I'm offering a big piece of value, and they're seeing that, and again, then they're coming to me, and the algorithms are finding them. I am paying for ads for that with Meta, but just thought that was kind of interesting. Everything he was talking about seemed to kind of fall in. And then, sorry, have my little summary here. So one of his other points was that we all think to sell first. And so there's I don't know if it's a book, but it's called Serve First, Sell Second. So it's basically the opposite of commission breath, right? Like if we're giving good information, And Dan always talks about this, building relationships and all that, but how do we do that? We give them value. And that way you have inbound marketing, you're attracting buyers to you. And again, that's what they're coming to me now when I do that live webinar. I'm not chasing them, they're signing up and giving me all their information. He prefers, for example, Google Gemini as a free thing, and he said, this is the prompt, help me identify the best ICPs for buyers and sellers in Tucson, Arizona. I didn't know what the heck an ICP was. Ideal client profile, it turns out. So those of you who do shorthand. And so again, he was, part of this was, how is AI going to help you? And of course we can just plug these things in. So he mentioned 4 ways to amplify perceived value. One is name it clearly, stack the value. So when we say I can or I'm willing to do X, Y, and Z, so like a geographic farm, or create a custom market report for you, show you what buyers are willing to pay for your house. For sellers, I could do a custom audit of each room for you, share my network of service providers, describe seasons and cycles changes for when to sell, where are they wanting to buy after they sell, custom home search tailored to their exact need. So another point was, we used to offer the KW app, for example, but he's like, go further, share the app with them, have them choose you as their agent, talk them through it, talk about all the specific searches, say you'll look at those reports with them, tell them which houses offer the best upside and things like that. You know, take it just a step further than going, oh, here's my app. His next tip was to make an irresistible offer. And the example was saying something like, what I would be willing to do is spend 2 hours researching what buyers did buy in the area and build a custom marketing plan to sell your home in 30 days or less for the highest price possible. If you would be willing to spend 15 minutes to review it. And he says he's booked 10,000 listing appointments with that offer versus what people used to say about trying to get a listing appointment. Again, like, yeah, the algorithm changes are great. His next point was YouTube content has made the most money for real estate agents in the last several years because of education. So relocation education. His point is Google owns YouTube and they know who to show the content to. So if you're doing a special, you know, what do you want to know more about living here? What do people need to know about living here? Like Tucson's pretty special, and so is California, obviously. So relocation content on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. He mentioned blogging can help with your results. And again, we're all just should be talking about how to solve their problems, not how great we are. And that just sort of clicked to me something. And then again, his example was now ask AI, you know, if you were to ask AI who's the best agent in your town to help you relocate to that town, who would come up? And his point is, again, just if we were to focus on a niche and how we're, you know, getting good information out there, these search engines are going to hopefully help us. And there's AEO, answer engine optimization, and GEO, generative engine optimization. His next example was to ask Claude to help you create a campaign that would go over all different platforms, and email, database, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Nextdoor. He mentioned this tip, share, always add in an email, for example, share this with someone who'd find it valuable, and that way it doubles your exposure. And again, you can create that campaign from AI and then stick it obviously into Canva. And again, when he was asked, you know, how often should we email people? And he's like, well, if we serve first and sell second, we're really solving problems, you can email them every week or every 2 weeks. And all we're doing is defining our service. But so many times we just get lost in the weeds with other things instead of answering questions. And again, ideal clients, senior transition, relocation, military, probate, first-time home buyers, upgrading, downsizing, new construction, renters. You know, think of a niche that's good for you and then, you know, pour into that. We're always told, you know, we should pick one thing, right, to be doing, your one big thing. I mentioned boosting content, you know, $5 a day can get you thousands of impressions. One of his last tips, use a previous client as a case study. You know, we have great references, use them. So you transform a real client review into a great marketing asset, and that shows your deep expertise content. And interestingly, his last tip was you might have to revitalize your audience at first because they might see that maybe your newsletters have just been fluff or not really informational, and it could take a while to kind of like win them over again until they see that you're really offering good and helpful content. So I do have a lot more flyers, but I tried to summarize. He took an hour and a half to go over that. And I knew he only had 30 minutes. So anyway, but like I said, I got some more slides, or I could just share them another time. So but
Mara, that was great info. Thanks for sharing.
yeah, so I thought, you know, it was just kind of a
Really.
tweak of a new way to look at things. And he has like not all of us love to be on camera, for example. So let me try to maybe share.
What do you
can I
mean,
still
for example?
Can I still
For-
share?
Yeah, I love
This
that. For
is-
example, not of them be on camera. 30% of
Us
you are on
don't like
camera.
me on camera. So his point was that we can just start. You guys can see that, right? The beginner write post. So you can just be writing, emailing. You don't have to show your face all the time. But that was his beginner one. And then, no, can I switch to a new one? No, I just have to stop each time. But if you guys see that, you know, just different ways to reach out. But that his point is everybody starts with that. And then that's beginner, and then intermediate. Sorry, just went away. Oh, Dan, oh, there's share. So doing more posts, and again, he gave a really good example of just asking, I think he used, was it Claude, to create a beautiful carousel of homes that show you know, trying to sell this particular house, and putting all these beautiful slides in, creating short videos, and then again, blog posts do feed to the AI. So he had these different levels of, you know, how sophisticated are you? And obviously we're all at different levels. And then his advanced was this one. And we also had a guy share his, and maybe I could put that, he had a long form video telling people all the advantages of moving to Las Vegas. And again, from California primarily, so it's much more affordable, and you know, you don't have to make as much money and all these. So his advanced one, again, long form, and he was surprised, they said, to should see how many people were actually watching longer form video. And again, this idea of boosting the content. So that was sort of the advanced example. But what did you guys think of? I thought this one was interesting though. They Ew, that's terrible. The irresistible offer. Did anybody think?
This is the
So,
response time.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah,
try
is
to
this the
tell
one where you
people-
said I'd be willing to do something for a couple of hours if you sat down with me? I love that.
Yeah.
I wrote that
So-
one down, Mara. That's
yeah, I thought
fantastic.
that was pretty powerful, and you guys
It
can
is.
take a screenshot of this. And of course, today it doesn't take us 2 hours with AI, right? It's gonna,
Yeah.
and we've already done a lot of the marketing
But
stuff.
it's work
But-
that's equivalent to 8 hours, so I think it's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Exactly. So, so yeah, it just seemed like a really powerful script, and I thought that that could be useful to everybody. And then I thought I would also share. Again, I know my screen looks like a mess, but that's just how it is. Where's my notes? They're there. So he also ran us through the, I don't know if you guys can see this, to target it. So this one is to target the, help me target this ideal customer profile for real estate in Arizona. And this was their answer. So it says, you know, we get a lot of people relocating. The defense area and healthcare are big areas. The university parent or institutional investor, and then how, again, to target that. And of course, AI did this in minutes. Retirement, right sizing, out of area people who are inheriting property, people who have the low interest rate. And then he's like, this is what you do. Oh, the main thing I forgot, the storyboard idea. That obviously stories sell, right? And so again, the point is, hey, focus on their need. Here's a client that needs this. these are their problems, and if we feel like they understand we know their problems, right? And that's kind of cool. It just lists their problems. So then that's what we just have to answer, right? And then sellers like, hey, is it priced correctly, or worried it won't sell? And then we again have the answers, right? Well, we're a guide, we're not the hero, and I really like that differentiation too. And then it goes on, and even AI says a lot of agents go wrong saying, ooh, I'm the best. Well, I don't really care, about that so much as what you know, right? And what you're willing to help them with. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And then here's our plan. Price it strategically. Ooh, it just jumped. Prepare the home, launch the marketing, negotiate, move the consent, and call them to action. Has someone scheduled a buyer consultation with you? How easy a question is that? That's kind of easy, right? And just to say that it's and that it's warm. And then their next example, here's just a bunch of things that you could post for a story. So email marketing, open house. So many buyers think they need the perfect timing to buy a home. In reality, the buyers building well today are the ones creating a strategy instead of waiting for fear to disappear. I thought that was kind of a powerful comment too, because again, we have some stats, right, guys? We can show people that waiting is not necessarily a good thing. And then the other example, sorry, they give you a lot, right? You can, again, AI did all of this for you, and you can just boom. Oh, this next one had a different question. Sorry. I have the people are asking subconsciously, can you help me survive this process successfully? So that's kind of interesting. And again, trying to give them some good positive, the seller is the hero here, and just keeping that in mind. Most agents stop at I'll sell your house. So again, thinking of what their actual pain points are and how they can help them and who we have to help them, like what repairs do I need? And we can answer that, right? And we have the solutions for that. What else? There was something else here. But anyway, so any other comments, questions?
Sorry, I was currently swallowing at the time. But no, I think this is amazing. I do have a question. Are you going to share the prompts with us?
Yeah, we just have a couple of prompts for the ideal client, and then how to do the storyboard thing. I think those are the two main prompts he gave us. But yeah, I can certainly share that. And then again, I do like those two these two offers that are really good. Let me share that again.
Thank you. And are you in the chat, the WhatsApp?
I am.
Perfect.
I'm not great about paying attention, but so this was the listing one. He goes, people not saying this right. Would you like to know what today's buyers would pay for your unique home? And then I can do a room by room audit and show you the highest ROI prep before going to market. Isn't that what we do? Right? But it's just kind of a unique way of saying it. And then, so that's part of that irresistible offer. And then the other one, so that's for listings. And this was his offer for buyers. Has anyone done a buyer consultation with you yet? Has anyone reviewed all the off-market properties to see if any fit? Well, how do we find those? Dan, do you have a good suggestion? I mean, we always say, hey, we can tell each other within the office. Because that
Well, we have a couple of resources within our company. It's Final Offer, Zillow Preview, off-market listings, stuff like that. If you're a high volume agent, do you not have connections and listings coming up that the general public doesn't know about?
Right, and the more we talk to each other, right?
Part of that right there. So,
and also when we used to do all agent meetings a little more often, we would share, I have a listing coming up, and it's okay to share that with our own brokerage ahead of time, our own people, because we're not putting it out to the public.
Don't forget expires for off markets as well.
Right. Part of his point was you already have an audience, you just need to be using it, database, social media, email list, and all, there's that percentage of people who are gonna turn over, and again, to share this with someone who'd find it valuable, and I've started doing that when I put up. This was sort of an interesting one. Ask AI to personalize your niche. Again, it could be your geography, your price point, which type of buyer or seller, the right service at the right time, and your ideal client profile. And oh, here's the Story Brand guy. So if you guys haven't seen his book, this is the guy, and he mentioned that Gary Keller put this book in every agent's hands at family reunion this year in 2026. So the moment you stop making marketing about you and start making about their problem, everything changes. And that's really kind of the crux of his talk, this presentation. That again, we've in the past sometimes just seemed to make it all about ourselves and how great we are because we're trying, or we're just trying to keep top of mind by mentioning all the things we're doing, and maybe forget to share our knowledge. So I don't want to bore you. I've just got a few more slides though, if you want to see them. And again, this one kind of hits home on that. It mentions about us being the hero, and this makes the client the hero. If they have a problem and we have a solution, and we show that we have empathy for that, and they need clarity and competence, and we provide authority and expertise, they're looking for a trusted guide, and we give them a clear path. They want a plan that works, and we help them succeed. So again, that idea of we're the guide, not the hero, and does our marketing bear that up? Or do we just say me all the time? Right. So, and it's easy to do that. And we've all done it to just try to stay top of mind, right? So I don't think it's necessarily a horrible thing that we've done it in the past, but there's point is we can do better, and the algorithms are going to help us. This way, this was kind of interesting because sometimes he talks about name our value, stack it, and that's why he was saying, hey, tell them multiple ways you can help them, as well as over multiple channels. So like I know Dan, for anybody in the Tucson area, has great vendors. Anytime I've been shy on one, I've reached out and said, hey, can you recommend? I have a great inspector, and he's given me a list of vendors, and so those are just great resources, right, for all of our folks. I run into people all the time and say, I have a really reasonable handyman, for example, and just offering those resources. Translate the feature into a benefit. So many times we talk about the feature and not what they're going to get out of it. And Dan was just mentioning the new Zillow preview. That's going to be a big asset where we can show them that, yes, less competition, more options. We're giving sellers a way to get that exposure early. And then the process, building trust, walking them through steps. And again, that's what we're doing, obviously, like with first-time home buyers. It's so powerful. They don't know what they're doing. So they actually usually kind of listen sometimes. They're kind of coachable, whereas some others are not. Let's see. Oh, we're almost out of time. The KB app offer. So he's just said it better. So I already mentioned this one, but you guys all know that we have our app, right? That we can offer people. But his point, rather than, oh, don't just offer the app, say, I'll set up a custom home search, monitor it daily with you, flag the best opportunities, alert you to price changes, identify properties with the highest upside, uncover off-market and pre-market options. So that sounds a whole lot better than here's my app, right? And it's just a change of a few words. So
Yeah, big stuff. Mara, thank you for spending some time with us this morning, sharing all this. Could I ask that you drop some of these slides into the group chat? For those of you who are not part of our group chat, you were wrong.
For WhatsApp, right?
WhatsApp, yeah, WhatsApp group chat. The Rise and Thrive group chat there for us. We will continue our AI series again tomorrow. Was this worth your time?
Yes. Thank you,
Absolutely.
Mara.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Everyone give Mara all the love. Big round of applause.
Well,
Thanks,
you guys are
Mara.
great. I'm sorry. I
Thanks,
lost
Mara.
your- Oh, thank you guys.
Thanks, Mara.
Have a good one.
Mara, thank you for being a leader.
We'll
We
all-
appreciate you. Guys, thank you so much for giving her your attention. I hope today was a value that you can put forward into it. And if you don't have that book, Story Brand, get it. It's a very fantastic opportunity for you to change the way you're talking to the community. And you've heard me say it before. I'm tired of agents out there celebrating themselves. Celebrate the others. Celebrate your clients. So, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Until then, go do something awesome. Thanks again, Miss Mara. Everyone give